back to Generational Misfits Fantasy Football Trash Talk. We are now in week 6 and boy has the time flew by. Speaking of buys, the buys have started since week 5 and they will continue to go through the whole season. So make sure you have all of your players in a starting lineup so that way there is no automatic losses. Because there are so many buy players in some weeks, there have been some trades. I think this might be the record for the most trades that we've ever had, which I think is actually a really good thing. So, without getting all the details of who made a good trade, who made a bad trade, I feel like most, if actually all trades have been fair. Sometimes you gotta get a trade in to make sure you get that win. And speaking of wins, let's talk about the top teams and the bottom teams. So let's start off with the top teams. Rum Drinkers and Team Dollar Signs are both at 4-1. Tampa Mrs. Brady, First and Fabulous, Team Goss, and Wolfpack are at 3-2. The rest of the league is at 2-3 and really has a chance at still being a top team and getting into the playoffs. Now we'll talk about the bottom team. And there's only really one of them. And doesn't mean it's over. Doesn't mean you can't make trades. Doesn't mean you can't find people off the waivers. But struggling a little bit. It's only one game above the 2-3 teams. And that is Team Avengers, who is at 1-4. And so for some updates, the ESPN homepage has been updated with the high points up to current. So we talked about top and the bottom teams. Now let's talk about matchups. So let's start off with Nutritional Beast versus Rum Drinkers. Now Rum Drinkers, as we talked about, is one of the top teams right now, along with Team Dollar Signs. Both are very, very hard teams to go against. They have really no weaknesses in their teams. But just remember that it only takes one injury or one bad week for a player to get a victory. Another matchup I'd like to talk about is Team Dollar Sign versus Wolfpack. Now we all know Team Dollar Sign is a strong team. Hashtag the other auto draft team. But, you know, even though his team is strong, Jefferson is on bye. So, if there was any chance, or at least a weakness in this team, Wolfpack does smell blood and his pack is coming for Team Dollar Sign. We also want to talk about the last place team, Team Avengers versus Punishment 56. Punishment 56 is at 2-3 and Team Avengers is at 1-4. Now this means that if Team Avengers pulls off the victory, he will be 2-4 and so will Punishment 56. So Team Avengers, assemble your team to get the victory. But don't think Punishment 56 is not going to be fighting. Alright, well we have had a lot of exciting matchups. We've had some very high points of 190 plus points. Last week we had 2 teams over 190. How hard is that when you don't get high points and you score 190 points? That's crazy. So keep at it, keep going, keep trading, keep looking at the waiver wire, and of course set that alarm because you know some of us get up really early to snipe players for free. So without further ado, I'd like to say, if your team sucks, it's only your fault.